is it intentional that you used to have more percentage than anybody else in the band, and now you're deliberately trying to give sort of, let's put it like, your space?
That's very true. Yes, that's very true, because I know people think I just hog everything, but it's not quite true. I think what every album that's ever come out of Queen, we come out with a batch of songs, and we really pick the best. And if I have songs that I feel are better than somebody else's, if I have 5 songs that are better than one of Roger's songs, I'll say we won't have his one song. Like, I remember that Roger actually wrote about 3 or 4 songs, and as far as I was concerned, some of them weren't good enough, and I just said, go back and write some more, and things like that. So then Roger will come up with something like Radio Gaga, and it's perfect, it's wonderful, and then I do encourage them. So I'm not trying to hog a Queen album in any way, but in a funny way that makes them write better songs, and that doesn't mean I write the best songs, because their songs are hits. It just means that in a funny way, if they come up with a very good song, then I have to make sure that I write a good song. But it's just that they do look upon me as the chief songwriter, because I have written all the songs from day one. And so, Brian has his workload, and I have my workload, and Brian and I are the principal writers, and I think John and Roger are coming into their own. So I guess on the next album, it will be 4 principal writers, which I'd love to hear.
It'd be hard to maintain band's balance between the people.
Yes, because I think there is, because I think there's no way you can actually tell that you don't write a better song than me. You know what I mean? Because in the end, even I could actually say to somebody, that song is not as good as mine, but it's up to the public in the end. But the only way you realize that it's going to be a good song or received properly is to actually release it, and then it's too late. So I think in the end it's a consensus of opinion between the 4 of us. The 4 of us have to actually just fight it out, and in the end just say, this is what the Queen album. Even then, it might not be good, but it's just within us. We have to sort of come up with. There are times where we fight numerously, where Roger will say, "Look, I love this song that you've written," meaning me, but it's not on the album. And I say, "Look, there's no room. Why don't you get rid of one of your songs?" And then I'll put it on, and that doesn't work. You see, so but diplomacy is something. And in one way that's quite nice, because in a funny way, having done my solo album is now giving them more room to actually write more for themselves, because in a way, before I did my solo album, I was sort of very involved with Queen, and I wanted all my output to come out through Queen. Now that my solo album has come out, I've sort of actually channeled all my energies into my solo album, and so now I think there's a little breathing space where everybody else can come into their own. So I think it'll be that's another way of saying that we can come together. I'm actually sort of allowed a breathing space, and I'm not going to be so greedy as I was before, because I'm going to say, fine, I've got my solo album already out, and we can all write equal, and there you have it. Mm-hmm.